want to take you through the results of the Sea Voter Tracker on West Bengal. Remember, this poll was done specifically in West Bengal, so it's not a pan-India or a HSM poll, it's a West Bengal only poll. So I'll take you through the results to the first question. Can the BJP use Sandeshkhali in its favor? 48% of the overall respondents say yes, 40% of the overall respondents say no. Amongst TMC voters, 33% say yes. That's a big number. 33.7% saying yes, Sandeshkhali can be used by the BJP to its advantage. This is amongst TMC voters. Naturally, the BJP voters will think it can be used to their favor, but largely even 1/3 of the TMC voters seem to think that Sandeshkhali can be used to the BJP's favor. So has Sandeshkhali damaged Mamata Banerjee's reputation? Let's take a look at the overall numbers. 60% of the overall people say yes, it has damaged Mamata Banerjee. 22% say somewhat damaged. 13.5% say no, it hasn't damaged. Now, look amongst TMC voters. I think that's most important, because obviously, can TMC voters lose their motivation or the extent of fervor they have towards the current chief minister? That's one question. The other question is, of course, amongst the left and Congress voters, what's the mood? Because that vote also can switch to the BJP. So amongst the left voters and Congress voters also, 58.7% of left voters and 34.3% of Congress voters say it has damaged Mamata Banerjee's image. And that is a very big number and something that Mamata Banerjee would naturally be quite concerned about. Remember, it's a sample. So this is not pan West Bengal poll on the basis of which you can do a full-fledged projection of every seat. But this gives you a broad sense of a stratified sample in terms of how voters in West Bengal look at these issues. Who benefits most from the Sandeshkhali issue? No prizes there for guessing that a majority of the respondents, almost 56%, think that it's the BJP that benefits the most. And that is obviously quite clear. Even the Trinamool voters, 42% of Trinamool voters also think that it's the BJP that benefits most from the Sandeshkhali horror. Does Sheikh Shah Jahan have TMC patronage? In response to this question, 71% of overall respondents say that he has patronage of the Trinamool. Amongst the Trinamool voters, 51% of Trinamool voters say that Sheikh Shah Jahan has support of the Trinamool. I want to go across to Monojit Mandal, who's a Trinamool-leaning sympathizer. Also with us is Dr. Shatrupa, who's a spokesperson for the BJP. Jayanto Ghoshal joins us, a well-known political analyst out of West Bengal. I want to go across to Manojit Mandal first. Manojit, you're a TMC supporter. Half the TMC voters, according to the responses in this Sea Voter poll, seem to think that Sheikh Shah Jahan has Trinamool support. They also accept that the BJP benefits from Sandeshkhali, and they're also of the view, and this is TMC voters that I'm talking about, that it's the BJP that benefits from Sandeshkhali and that this has damaged Mamata Banerjee's image. This is not good news for Didi or the Trinamool.
No, I'm quite certain, Rahul, that this particular poll was conducted before the arrest of Shah Jahan Sheikh.
No, this wasn't. So this was done after the arrest of Shah. This is done between yesterday and today.
Yesterday and today.
Yeah.
No, I think the after effect of that arrest should be taken into account. Yes, there could be some issues in that particular region, but in the long run, how far that will damage the image of the party, I think that is yet to be decided, because we believe, as the common people of West Bengal, that the entire truth has not come out yet. That can only come out when some degree of investigation has been done into those very serious allegations made by some of the women out there. Apart from that, the allegations that obviously are being addressed even by the party, some kind of misuse of the contract of that lease land, which we were talking about yesterday regarding fishing ponds and so on and so forth. Those issues are being addressed by the party as well. If you look at the activities of the parties, many big ministers are going there. They are trying to rebuild the confidence among the people. The local MLA of Sandeshkhali, or Nejat I should be saying, he is moving door to door. The police, the big police officers are also going there, including the DGP of police. They are going there to rebuild the confidence of the people. I think gradually, people are also coming to terms with it. I think the final nail was obviously the arrest of the main accused and subsequent suspension of that person from the party. I think that the results should be shown in 15-20 days. And if you take that poll,
Dr.
after
Shatrupa,
20 days,
Manojit Mandal's
something
hope
else,
is that this poll suffers from what's called the recency bias in statistics, that because this poll just happened when this issue was at its peak, therefore even Trinamool voters seem perturbed. He says, give it some time, we're doing damage control. If the same poll were to be done 20 days later, by then people would not be as angry and Mamata Banerjee would have brought the situation under control. That's the Trinamool's best hope. Dr. Shatrupa.
Rahul, good evening. I just want to point out a few things. In fact, I was smiling to myself when Monojit was analyzing. Yes, the arrest of Shah Jahan will have an effect in the sense that look at Shah Jahan's body language. I think everybody in West Bengal, all over India, know that this was an arranged, kind of a setting, sort of. The way he was arrested and he was walking in like a VIP with the police behind him. Generally, when police arrest anybody, they grab him, they manhandle him like they do to our leaders. But in this case, it was a completely different thing. And in fact, from today, we've been receiving reports that the CID is trying. They're trying to interrogate him, and this man blatantly refuses to answer and says that the top people know. Who the top people are? Obviously, his bosses, as in Didi, as you say, his Pishi probably. Anyway, now coming back to the next thing that he said, that the entire truth hasn't yet come out. Well, the CID is trying to take out the entire truth, but Shah Jahan refuses. And of course, Monojit Mandal and the rest of his party still maintain that the women of Sandeshkhali have been lying, which is something that is not going down very well with the women of Sandeshkhali, mind you. And as far as the transfer of land that he's talking about, that yes, Mamata is getting the land transferred immediately. Let me tell you, Rahul, that the land that was taken from them was full of paddy and crops which were just about ready to be harvested. The land which is now getting transferred is full of saline water and is of absolutely no use to them. So the entire socio-economic fabric of Sandeshkhali has been ruined by one man and his henchmen.
Now, I want to go across to Yashwant Deshmukh.
One second. The last two things that he said was, one thing he forgot to mention, I will add. Yes, there were two very big ministers, the irrigation minister and the fire minister. And they played. They played a khol. In the Bangla, we call this long khol. They played the khol, they sang a few songs and they came back. Not that they did very much. And to top it all off, the MP of Bashirhat, which is the Sandeshkhali is a part of that, she has absolutely no idea of what is going on. And she claims that there is a 174 which is happening. She's forgotten, obviously, that there is nothing called 174. There is a 144 which is there on Sandeshkhali.
Okay, so now, Yashwant Deshmukh, two things can happen. One, this poll betrays deep anxiety within Trinamool supporters as well on the damage that the Sandeshkhali episode can cause to Mamata Banerjee in the Lok Sabha elections and the potential advantage to the BJP. The Trinamool, though, hopes that because this poll has been done at the peak of this crisis, when he's just been arrested, the Prime Minister is in Bengal, and now Mamata Banerjee has begun rearguard action and is trying damage control. If you were to do the same poll 3 weeks later, by then the anger levels and the concern levels would subside, and that Mamata would be able to bring the situation under control. What's your best sense?
Well, Rahul, I think there is merit in both the arguments. That's the point of the tracker, that we sense the mood today and we'll keep on tracking it. We'll certainly ask the same questions again after a week, another week, and see if the impact is still there. However, these are the election times. So, what I feel, this is an issue which BJP is not likely to let it go. And this is something which will be kept on the pot boiler. So obviously this mere assertion or mere hope that this will automatically get silenced or automatically get down on the back burner, that is unlikely to happen simply because these are the election times and BJP is unlikely to let that happen. Now the question is, how much BJP is going to take it forward, number one. How much in that way that Trinamool Congress can go on a defensive, that's another thing. what I can see from the data, that number one, that probably what the BJP wanted, this particular incident and the politics after that, that it has certainly galvanized the BJP's rank and file, which was kind of demoralized after the last assembly election, even though they went from 3 to 77, but post-assembly election, there was a lull over there as far as the opposition politics were concerned. So that is very clear, because if you look into the BJP voters numbers, they are into 80s and 70s and that kind of thing. However, at the same time, in our MOTN of India today, we could also sense that the gap between Trinamool and the BJP is only a couple of points. And if this issue manages to dent even few points from Trinamool Congress further, or on the other hand, if it galvanizes the residual left in the Congress voters in favor of the BJP, even though Trinamool doesn't lose any vote on it, but the repolarization of the opposition vote, that is something which should and would and must bother.
Okay, Jayanto Ghoshal, what's your reading of these numbers? Is this something that Didi understands has damaged her image and credibility in the eyes of the West Bengal voters? Has this issue peaked, because the BJP will try its best to ensure this issue stays alive?
Yeah. Rahul, I think that this situation, Didi is also understanding, Chief Minister is understanding that there is a potential advantage for BJP, no doubt of it, because that is the ground reality, because it is not only for that particular Sandeshkhali constituency, that particular area, because that area, today actually I was calculating and I was observing that 48% Muslim population. But this Sandeshkhali has created a adverse milieu for TMC in the whole state. It's not only the Sandeshkhali. But you know, the only one thing that Narendra Modi is very popular leader, and today I have seen the crowd, women participation, it is unusual. And you have to compare BJP's rally, Modi's rally in West Bengal in the context of West Bengal's earlier rallies, not with UP or other states. Where
so
BJP
what's changed between his earlier rallies and now in West Bengal, Jayanto? What's changed?
It's a major success story. But there is a but, that caveat is that Mamata Banerjee, I believe, that very smart politician, very aggressive and always combative. She will not go for the defense. And that's why 10th, she has announced there will be a brigade rally, and she has named that it's a Jana Garchan. Because today it's a Vijay Sankalp of BJP's name is Vijay Sankalp. And now women's participation and Modi ji's speech on women, particularly the Sandeshkhali, that women vote is also very important, because today also Prime Minister has said that Raja Ram Mohan Rai, if he is here, he will be ashamed with this, this woman's position in Bengal. So Mamata has today, she has said that now the International Women's Day is coming on 8th, but 8th is Sivaratri. So 7th, I will go for a Padayatra only with women. So this is typical Mamata Banerjee's smart politics, and that's why I want to wait to see, because BJP's advantage is completely, I agree, and there are multiple factors: misrule, corruption, Shah Jahan. Today also Kunal Ghosh has said a lot of things that BJP can use, that also internal lot of issues in TMC. But still Mamata Banerjee, what your survey is saying, that Mamata Banerjee has taken money from Shah Jahan, and that can be misruled. And I don't know, that cannot be the statement of the Chief Minister, because you are the head of the state. But she has financial beneficiary, and this racket, sex racket, she used to know. This, I don't think that still the majority of the West Bengal people, they don't think that Mamata.
So let's take a look at that question. Which party is more sympathetic to land grabbers and criminals? This question was asked as part of this poll. For what it's worth, here are the responses. BJP 19.6% say overall respondents, 50% say the Trinamool, 12% say left, and 2.7% say the Congress, 15% say they don't know, can't say. Now, the counter to this, Yashwant Deshmukh, is very naturally, since the Trinamool is in power, the anti-incumbency will be against them, and therefore 50% plus of the respondents think that it is the Trinamool which is more sympathetic to land grabbers and criminals, which means that there is manifest anti-incumbency, and the BJP is looking to tap into that.
Well, Rahul, the unfortunate part of the West Bengal politics is that the 2011 verdict of Paribortan, it resulted in change of the person who sat on the chair. That's fine. But the entire mechanism of power or the criminal power nexus which was on the ground, that did not change. Somehow, that nexus simply changed the political allegiance to whichever party came into power, in this case, which is the TMC. So, Sandeshkhali is not just about one person or the communal angle which obviously BJP is trying to play, but it's not just about that thing, Rahul. Sandeshkhali is way beyond that. Sandeshkhali is way beyond just the rape or the... It's about the culture of political violence. It's about the culture of the political patronage of the criminal nexus and the violence at large, which was earlier patronized by the left front for 30 long years. And unfortunately, on the ground, it got shifted lock, stock and barrel under the, perceived as under the...
Manojit Mandal, do you want to respond to what Yashwant is saying? It's very clear. There is anti-incumbency. And 50% of the overall respondents think that it's the Trinamool that's more sympathetic to land grabbers and to criminals.
I think 3 years back, we were debating on the same issue before the assembly elections, along with this.
But that was an assembly election which is localized. The BJP didn't have the strength to win. This is a Lok Sabha election. It's different.
Yes. Even then, you had 10 years of incumbency, anti-incumbency factor. Even then, the TMC got more votes than it got in 2016. More number of seats than it got in 2016. That was the real anti-incumbency because that was the state election. Now it is anti-incumbency against Mr. Modi. Look at the issues. Look at the banks. Look at BSNL. Connecting people. I used to see those advertisements even 10 years before. What is BSNL? LIC is being divested. Banks are getting merged. Banks are getting looted, and Modi's friends are living in London. People can understand that. I still remember this very fascinating image of BSNL being on the screen, reconnecting India. What is that? It used to be one of the biggest companies in Asia. What is that BSNL? I want to know. People can understand, Rahul, what is what. I mean, and that's why they need Mandir, Masjid, CBI, ED, income tax to win elections. I mean, when Mr. Modi was talking about corruption, who was sitting in the front bench? Mr. Subhendu Adhikari. Who was shown by BJP as taking money in 2016.
Okay, Shatrupa, respond to that.
When you talk about amassing wealth, it was Mr. Subhendu Adhikari who...
That you're looking to polarize because that's the only wicket that you think you have going for you, which is why it's the last stroke of the BJP in the hope of trying to do better in West Bengal.
No, Rahul, allow me to, you've shown two tables. Allow me to just share one column of one table. I have with me a data which talks about 2014 Lok Sabha results in West Bengal and 2019 Lok Sabha in West Bengal, where in 2014 ST vote we had got 11%, 2019 we've got 62%. Muslim 2% voted for in 2014, 4% voted in 2019. Women 12% voted for us in West Bengal in 2014 and 38% voted for us in 2019. The reason why I'm reading out all this is today even the Prime Minister in his speech mentioned that people are going to vote for us, and not only because Yashwantji has of course pointed out the polarization factor, but we are not polarizing Sandeshkhali. We are just saying that like the Prime Minister said, even the Muslims will, of course the women of West Bengal like all over India will. What the Prime Minister said was very, very, I would say very poignant. Because he said that even the Muslims will vote for us.
Okay.
This coming from a party which is being always accused of being anti-Muslim, the Prime Minister saying this, I think, is huge.
And also the fact is that this is the one state where the state government was hoping to put up a strong fight. Sandeshkhali has muddied the waters for the Trinamool, given the BJP an opportunity to see if the lotus can bloom even further, and that is what now puts Mamata Banerjee on the defensive and a rampaging BJP going in for the jugular. Let's see what happens next. Has this issue peaked? Can the BJP keep it alive? Will it start to taper? We'll track all of that and more.